Hey everybody, Max Parker here, and today we're going to talk about video game controllers, specifically high-end video game controllers. Video game controllers are some of the most underappreciated aspects of a video game console. A bad controller can really hurt a video game experience. And with the success of Microsoft's Xbox Elite controller, Pro controllers have become big business. Microsoft has already shipped over 1 million of them. Now, today I'm going to be talking about Scuf controllers. They are sort of a competitor to the Xbox One Elite controller, and as you probably know, Sony doesn't have a first-party Pro controller to compete with the Elite. So companies like Scuf make these high-end controllers that are for pro gaming. They have paddles in the back, they've got a lot of customization. So I'm going to show you the new Infinity 4PS, which is Scuf's new controller that replaces last year's 4PS. So when the existing DualShock 4 for the PlayStation 4 came out, it made a lot of good improvements, made a good first impression, but over time the joysticks fell apart and it's just not a great quality product. So it's practically garbage. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. So we're talking about the Scuf Pro controllers. This is the Infinity 4PS, and it's made some huge improvements from last year's 4PS. So up until now, or up until the Infinity 4PS came out, Scuf's really flagship product was the Infinity 1, which was their Xbox pad, their Pro-style Xbox pad. And it had swappable sticks, adjustable triggers, all kinds of great features. And now PlayStation owners have the Infinity 4PS, which catches the Scuf's PlayStation controller up to the their Xbox One offerings. The main changes this one has from last year is both the triggers have been changed and also the joysticks. So the joysticks have the Infinity Ring technology that the Infinity 1 controller has. What that means is sticks can be swapped out at any time. So if you want a longer stick, you can just take the stick out and put a new stick in there, a longer one. You can have a domed stick, a concave stick, really anything that you're going to use to suit your play style. So that's great. It's kind of like changing tires out. When a joystick goes bad, just swap it out and pop a new one in. Before, in last year's model, the sticks were stuck with whatever model you got. So you couldn't take them out, and so if you wanted new sticks, you'd pretty much just have to get a new controller. So that is a huge advancement. The other major advancement are the Infinity 4PS triggers. Now, up until the Infinity 4PS came out, last year's 4PS, you could get longer triggers or shorter triggers when you were designing it on the Scuf website, but now there are a lot of different ways you can tweak it. So now with the new trigger system, you can change it so it's just with the quick multi-tool that comes with your controller. You can turn them into hair triggers. It's really easy. Just turn them into hair triggers if you want. If you don't want as much resistance in the trigger, which is great for shooters, and you can change it right back with the tool. It's really easy. And then also you can pop off the actual tops of the trigger to make longer triggers. You can order longer triggers in case you want both fingers resting on the main trigger, which is also a great feature for shooters. What also catches it up to the Infinity 1 is that you can adjust the sensitivity of the triggers. You can actually tweak the sweet spot where the trigger is actually activated. So you can have it so like you just give it a little tap and that will activate the trigger, which is also great for shooters. These controllers are really designed for shooters, but I use my Scuf primarily for Rocket League. So you can really use them for any type of competitive experience, but they are designed for shooters. The paddles are on the back, just like last year's 4PS, just like the Infinity 1, and also just like the Xbox One Elite. Now, since there's less room on the backs of the PlayStation controllers, there's only 2 paddles, but you can get electromagnetic remapping, which comes with a magnet that you can just remap those triggers however you want, which is nice, but that does cost extra. So the Infinity 4PS still has the same great customization that all the Scuf line has. You can customize the color of the buttons, triggers, face, sticks, the back. You can put military-grade grip on the back. You can really do whatever you want with these controllers in the design process. Now, the only downside to that is additional features cost money. So these are really for serious gamers. They start in between 125 to 150 bucks, and they can get all the way up to 250 bucks, even pushing $300 if you want every single bell and whistle. But because Sony doesn't offer a pro-style controller, at least for a first-party competitor, These are some of the best controllers you can get for your video game experience. And if you're into the competitive scene, if you're playing in tournaments on the weekends, if you're traveling for different types of video game tournaments, I would highly recommend this. They can help your game, especially with those paddles giving you those extra buttons on the back. I'm doing a full written review, which you can check on the Post-Gazette.com. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions about these products. Reach out to me on Twitter at GameGuyPGH. And thanks a lot for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube.